I'm at the Coffee Festival in Frankfurt. Let's go inside there and check out Delonghi, let's check out Lelit, and let's check out Sage. And I'm at the Delonghi stand, believe it or not. They actually have some stuff here to show. So I'd just like to show you guys what they've got here on the coffee bar. So first things first, they've got the Rivelia, which a lot of people are curious about, and I plan to do a review of this soon. And it's got the really interesting feature of having two different bean canisters. So in this one you could have decaf, in this one you could have your normal coffee beans for your caffeinated drinks. And it's a really interesting machine, looks quite organic in its design. Yeah, it's smaller in total than what they've made before. So that is the Rivelia. I'll be doing a review of that one soon. And I guess this is probably the more interesting one here to have a look at. You'll notice something different. Here it says Officina Delonghi Treviso. So that is where Delonghi is located, the headquarters. And this is their La Specialista Maestro model, as far as I understand. It's got some cool features. It has got a smart tamping station. It does the dosing here. You've got the hopper here. Unfortunately, just still 8 settings. You've got a manometer here in the middle and on the right side. And you've got essentially a wizard where you can select the drinks that you want. I'm showing you this one. This one on the right is also on. But I want to show you this one because there's something interesting now. You can order these models with wooden portafilter handles, as you see here. You can order them with golden accents, as you see here, even the buttons. You can essentially put your own signature on the machine. You can even choose what kind of wood that you want as well for this top cover as well as for the hopper cover. And you can choose all those things here on the website, put your initialization on there, and you got your brand new very own machine. Nobody else will have it. So that costs about $2,000 for that. It's $1,500 if you just would take the normal model without those kind of fancy personalized features. And here is the machine on, by the way. You can see we got some Arabica beans in there, and we'll just do a short demo. So that's what the portafilter looks like here. This kind of looks like an oak handle on there. It looks pretty nice. Now what you do is insert this, and once you insert it all the way, it's going to dose for us. So here you can hear it grinding. All right, it's all done. Time to tamp. So I'm just going to press the lever a couple of times, and now we're good to go. Let's take that out. See, okay, that's what that looks like. It's a little sloppy. You can see it's still got some on the edge there, so it must not be a very tight fit on the tamping, but what are you going to do? Let's put that in the machine and see what comes out. All right, use this nice clear cup. And here's where you can do your selection. So you got espresso, Americano, coffee, which I think is coffee crema, flat white, latte macchiato, cappuccino, espresso cool. So you can actually do a cool espresso, cold brew even. I'm going to do espresso. So let's just press the button, see what happens. I don't know how well you can hear the machine. It's doing a pre-infusion. Looks like we're up in the optimal zone there, which is good. And there is the espresso coming out. The way it's running, it does look to me a little bit like maybe those beans are a little old, but not bad. I mean, they're Arabica beans completely, so it does help to have some Robusta in there for the crema and everything, but that's what that looks like. Cheers. It is really nice and hot, and it's tasty. I was expecting maybe something a little bit bitter, but it's pretty well balanced. Got a little sweetness to it. Pretty good shot. Let's see what else this machine has to offer. It's got this steam wand here. That is a one-hole steam wand, if you can see that. And this machine, the interesting thing about it is that it's a dual boiler, or a dual thermal block. So you can pull a shot and you can steam at the same time. It does take a little bit of time for the steam to get going. You can see it's thinking about it yet. There we go. Now it's starting. So yeah, you can do those two things at once. So the other interesting thing with this machine is that it can also steam itself automatically. Let's take a look at that. So it comes with this pitcher here, and I've got some oat milk in there. You just put this attachment on the top, like so. Put this in the machine, and let's see what kind of milk foam we get out. All right, we got it here on the medium setting, and let's go. All right, and there comes the milk. You can see how the consistency is. It's decent, not that creamy, but again, this is oat milk, so that's not that easy to do. Let's try manually once. All right, let's go ahead and do it manually. It's really not that easy to froth oat milk, in particular when it's already kind of warm. It's ambient temperature right now, and I'm trying to film at the same time. But let's just see what we get. Staying in the lower left quadrant, try to incorporate the milk. It's getting pretty hot already. So if you can see that, not bad. It's not bad milk. I got a little heart anyway, and that's not bad for oat milk. And let's give it a shot. Oh, that's really good. That's actually very creamy. Great texture between the milk and the espresso. Did a good job. But yeah, anyway, that is the machine, the new La Specialista Maestro, the one that you can personalize, very cool. And the Rivelia over there. Hello, I am here with Daniel at the Lelit stand. Ciao. And he's going to show us, there's a beautiful machine here, it's the Bianca, and he's going to show us his favorite profile on the Bianca. So let's do that.
I'm going to set a profile on the machine that it's adapting for our coffee, that it's Brazil Natural from Santos. So I set a pre-infusion of time on of 6 seconds and a time off of 4 seconds. And a low flow of 40 seconds at the initial part of the extraction. And in the final part of the extraction, I'm going to set a low flow from the 28th second.
Okay.
I'm going to grind 20 grams of coffee.
Oh, nice.
So what I expect now is to get a pre-infusion around 2 bars, 10 seconds, and then a rising pressure to 4 bars, and then full flow to 9 bar. So now we have the pre-infusion for the first 5 seconds, then it's still. At 10 seconds, we restart again with a low flow. At 14 seconds, full flow. At 9 bar. So now, again, I have a low flow, and I start to decrease the flow till I get 40 grams. And that's the result.
Very nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Can be better. I would like to do another type of profile maybe. It was too long, the pre-infusion. I think I'm going to improve the extraction by reducing the acidity a bit. So I turn off all the pre-infusion, and I'm going to set a manual profile using the paddle only. So now I'm trying to replicate a liver machine. So a little bit of pre-infusion, and then I replicated the spring of the liver. So I slowly decrease the pressure. I don't mind about time of the extraction because the profile and the pressure is deciding the amount of water.
That's good.
So here we have a stronger cup and with more body, more full fruited. Yeah. So maybe better.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
For showing.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Ciao.
Here I am at the Sage stand, and there is a brand new product. This is the Oracle Jet. It's quite an interesting machine, and we're going to have just a quick look at it today. I'm going to make an espresso, going to steam some milk, make a little cappuccino. So let's have a look what we got here. The first thing I noticed is that it's got a nice LED light there, which is very cool. Something that I didn't know also is with the grinding, it's actually got a spinner in there, essentially a leveler, and the leveler spins the whole time as it's grinding, and it packs down the coffee for the puck. Very cool. So on this machine, you fill the water in here, kind of like on the dual boiler. This is the bean canister. You got 45 settings. On the left here on this knob, you can come in close and show that knob there. So the knob has got an encoder on it, and therefore you know where you're at with the grind. Right now we're at 23, and if you turn it, you can adjust the grind a little bit. So we're just going to try it out one time, see what we get. I would like to fully review this machine at some point in the future, but now just a really short kind of teaser. All right, so what you do to start the grind is just click this towards the right, and that's going to start grinding, leveling, and packing. You can show that it's turning and grinding at the same time, and it's very clean because it's all encapsulated here. So there's nowhere for the grounds to escape. That's quite interesting. Okay, now it's done grinding. You can hear that there is no more resistance there. It's finished. We'll remove the portafilter. That's what that looks like. And come a little closer. That is the finished puck. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the Oracle Jet is it's got two thermojets. So it's got one to heat the water, and it's got another one here for the brew group. So the brew group is nice and hot, and so is the portafilter. And I find that's very important for extractions. So let's see how the extraction looks. Just going to press the button here. You can also set the ratio, double. You can make it a little bit larger if you want, or reduce it. Let's just do it there, single plus. All right, and here we go. It's going to do a pre-infusion first. It also does animations. You can see that the glass there is basically kind of dimming and then coming back. All right, so now we're starting with the extraction. You can come down there. Let's show the mouse tails. A pretty nice golden brown color there. All right, so that's what our extraction is looking like right there. And we are finished. All right. Looks pretty nice and creamy. Now let's go ahead and steam some milk, see what that looks like. I'm going to do it manually, and then afterwards I'll show you what it looks like with the automatic frothing. So, there we go. I find that these Sage steam wands, they do a really nice job, quite powerful. It does also have a thermometer in the tip. So the nice thing about that is you know what temperature you're at. There's no guesswork. So we got it churning pretty nicely there. Hopefully I can pour a little something. We'll have to see. I'm going to stop it right there. All right. Swipe that off right away. And I don't know if you can see that, but the milk looks pretty good. It's maybe a little thin. I might not have gotten quite enough air in there, but we'll see. That's a little thin. Yeah, not the best. All right, but looks like the milk is pretty tasty. Nice texture on there, and that's what the manual frothing looks like. All right, let's see how the Oracle Jet does with the automatic milk steaming. Got it set up at 65 degrees and a level of 4. Let's go. It shows you the temperature while you're steaming. So we're at 32 degrees right now. Little animation there as well. It's looking pretty frothy. I'm not so sure how well that's going to pour, but let's see. All right, just about done here. Reached our temperature and it should quit. All right. Well, it does wipe off easily anyway because it's a non-burn steam wand, which is nice. But I don't know if you can see that. If we go closer to the light, it's very foamy. So it's not really ideal for latte art. This is more like for traditional cappuccino, I would say. Let's see if we can pour anything, maybe a little hard. No, it's definitely too foamy. Also ich habe schon sehr gute Milchschaum mit dem anderen hinbekommen. Mit dem Touch and Press. Und es schaut gut aus. I got a little something there. But I still made the milk just a little too thin, but not bad. Now, while that latte art was not very good that I did manually, I'd like to say two things about that. Number one, I'm not a professional barista. I'm pretty inconsistent. Sometimes my latte art looks pretty good, sometimes it looks like trash, and sometimes in between. But in this case, as a second point, we're trying to use ambient temperature, highly pasteurized milk. And that is just really, really tough milk to try to do latte art with. Something to keep in mind, always use fresh milk, homogenized milk, not the ultra high pasteurized milk that you can get in Europe, because that stuff is really hard and it kind of, even if it looks good while you're frothing it, it kind of loses its coagulation quickly after steaming. But thanks for being with me. Thanks for looking at the reviews of those machines, and I hope you liked the video.